one day somebody does something unspeakable to someone else, to someone you hardly knew, and you do something about it, because you can.
From KHOU 11, we get this story out of Texas. The Harris County Sheriff's Office is investigating 2 incidents captured on jail security video. Those leaked videos are now being investigated. A spokesperson for Harris County Sheriff's Office said the internal affairs probe began months ago and involves 2 separate incidents captured on jail security video. In the first video from October of 2023, 2 detention officers are seen walking into a holding cell and leading an inmate handcuffed behind his back to sit on a concrete bench.
2 Harris County detention officers walk into this holding cell and lead an inmate cuffed behind his back to sit on a concrete bench. A few seconds later, one officer punches the inmate in the head, and a few seconds after that, the other officer lands another blow. A third officer standing nearby does nothing to intervene. We don't know what happens next because he closes the holding cell door and simply walks away.
I was very disturbed by it. What I was watching was out and out abuse.
The second video from January of 2024 shows an incident in a hallway near a bank of elevators inside the Harris County Jail. One of the same detention officers from the first video shoves a handcuffed, incarcerated woman against a wall and then throws her to the concrete floor. 3 other detention officers look on as the detention officer pins her down with an elbow on the woman's neck.
This is the other case we asked Deitch to review. A detention officer takes an incarcerated woman, also in handcuffs, and throws her to the concrete floor while 3 co-workers look on. He then picks her up, slams her into the wall, and proceeds to do it all over again.
There is no indication that she's doing anything whatsoever to provoke this incident.
Deitch runs the Prison and Jail Innovation Lab at the University of Texas at Austin Lyndon B. Johnson School of Public Affairs. The Policy Resource Center focuses on the safe and humane treatment of people in custody. She said, quote, "This was not a justified use of force. There are times when force is justified and explainable. Neither of these cases is one of those." In the video involving the incarcerated woman, Deitch said there is no indication that she is doing anything to provoke the incident. She added that using force, especially towards an inmate's head, is uncalled for against handcuffed inmates, since they generally pose no threat to detention officers. That's because they're handcuffed. But over 4 years at the Harris County Jail, KHOU 11 investigates identified 26 incidents where inmates received head injuries while handcuffed at the hands of detention officers. There is no risk, there is no imminent risk to the officer, Deitch said. She goes on, the person is not showing any signs of fighting. They're restrained. They're under control, and force is not justified in those situations. KHOU 11 Investigates reviewed more than 3,300 use of force reports from January 2020 to January 24 as part of its documentary into unnecessary and excessive force at the Harris County Jail. The reports associated with the 2 videos of force against handcuffed inmates were not provided because they are under ongoing investigation. The extent of the injuries to either of those inmates is unclear. Now, a Sheriff's Department spokesperson said once the internal affairs investigations are completed, evidence will be provided to the Harris County District Attorney's Office to determine whether criminal charges are appropriate. The spokesperson said the officer who punched the incarcerated man in the holding cell has been assigned to duties that do not involve contact with inmates. The officer who threw the incarcerated woman to the ground resigned in April amid a separate internal affairs investigation. Now, KHOU 11 confirmed that that officer applied to the Houston Police Academy the same month and graduated in November. He was sworn onto the force, but now has been pulled off the street. Houston police posted the following statement on Twitter X, quote, The Houston Police Department was recently made aware of a video showing a use of force incident involving a detention officer at the Joint Processing Center in January of 2024. An investigation has been initiated to determine the circumstances of the event and what information was disclosed by the employee in relation to the incident at the time of his application. At this time, he has been assigned to administrative duties pending the outcome of the investigation. And of course, KHOU 11 has chosen not to name the detention officers in the video at this time because they've not been disciplined or criminally charged, although there's video of them doing this. I want to point something out and I'll be done. Both these officers were seen in videos assaulting handcuffed people, throwing them to the ground, slamming them against the wall, punching them in the face. They're handcuffed. Were they fired? No. They were, well, we put them in a position where they can't deal with people. Yeah, but they're still cops with badges in your department. You see what I'm saying? And then the one, he resigns from the sheriff's department, goes over and applies with the police department in the city. When they find out about it, do they fire him? No. We put him in an office position. He can't deal with it. He's not on the street right now. No, but he's still a cop in your department. That's what I'm talking about. When you're a law enforcement officer, you can do whatever the hell you want. We'll just put you in an office. You can do paperwork, buddy. How about that? Okay, I'm getting paid. That's what I'm talking about. It's good to be the king. You or I, who aren't law enforcement officers, pull some crap like that at our job, we're gone. Goodbye. But these law enforcement officers across our nation, from coast to coast, from New York to California, from Washington State to Florida, and everywhere in between, they can do whatever they want. Stop that. You're going to go do paperwork. Okay, I'm getting paid.